My 1 year nose job update, I start throwing up blood. It was pretty insane. I just still at that point like couldn't get over that. Kind of stiff. I can't like bring my nose up. So it does feel a little bit different. It was the best thing I've ever done. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is my 1 year nose job update. Basically like a Q&A, why I did it, how it went, what's the process like, just really diving in deep and asking your guys' questions that you guys have, because this was a big part of my life and I just loved these type of videos because I was so curious when I was younger and before I did it. And I just want to like talk you guys through that process. So really quick, I'm going to show you guys, this is what my nose looks like now. I love it. I love the results. I think it turned out so good, but I want to show you guys my process and everything that I went through. So with all that being said, let's start right into the video. Well, actually before we get started, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. That way you guys can be involved in like the questions and like the Q&As and stuff I do. So definitely make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, and then also follow me on TikTok as well, because I post a lot on there and it's really fun. So with all that being said, let's get started with the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is why I decided to do it. I actually have a whole YouTube video on my JD Vlogs channel where I basically told you guys why. So I wasn't born with a bump in my nose, I broke it. That's why I really do believe that I am gonna move forward with this. It's definitely been something that has affected me a little bit growing up. And then I have a video of me telling my husband that I want to do it.
Why are you crying?
Just cause like it's something that has bothered me for so long, and like I just didn't want to do. Like I've always been like trying to like not get a nose job or not change it. But if you guys haven't seen those videos, definitely check those out because those will like inform you guys a lot. But if you don't want to watch those, long story short, basically I hated the little bump I had in my nose. I was made fun of a couple times when I was younger. It really wasn't that bad, but it just like was something that always bothered me, and I couldn't like shake that feeling. It was an issue I had since I was like 8 years old, and I got my nose job when I was 22, and it was something that I just still at that point like couldn't get over that like insecurity. And I'm not really an insecure person. I feel like I'm a very like confident, like strong person, and that was like one thing that just like bothered me. And the thing I hated about it wasn't that like I felt ugly or I think people thought I was ugly. It was just like I hated it so much, so when a camera was put in front of my face, I literally like was like, wait, stop. Like I would like yell at Josh, be like, don't do that, like why are you putting a camera in my face, like that looks so bad. And I hated how I was like feeling like insecure, and I just like was kind of at a point in my life where I was like, you know what, like why do I have to feel this way? I don't want to feel this way anyway. Like I'm gonna change it. This is something I thought about when I was younger getting a nose job. My parents always said that they would pay for it because they knew that when I was younger I did break it. But part of me doesn't know if it was because I broke it that I had a little bump in it, or if it was genetics. But like my sister and my parents all had like good noses. Not that a bump is bad, but like I just didn't like the bump. Like it was something I tried to like really like. I like prayed about it a lot. Like I was like, I have to get over this, and it was just something I could not do. So I was like, why not make that change? So that's why I decided to get a nose job. Told my husband. I was really nervous to tell him just because I didn't want him to think I was someone who's like trying to like just be like full of plastic surgery. And no offense if anyone is, but like I just didn't want him to think that that was my goal, was to get like a boob job, my lips done, my face done, you know, like everything. And that's just like not really me, because I struggled a lot with like, I was like, okay, God made me this way, this is how I'm supposed to be. So I struggled so much with that. Like it was just such a struggle, but I'm so glad that I decided to do that. And I think everything does happen for a reason. So I decided to move forward with it. And then I started looking at different surgeons. And that's actually the scary part, because if you're gonna let someone literally knife your face, like cut your nose off, basically, not really cut it off, but like it's pretty intense, the surgery. So if you're gonna let someone do that, you wanna make sure you do it right the first time, because you don't wanna have to go through all that just to go through it again. So I did my research, and I live in Arizona, which is like a really nice place because a lot of people get plastic surgery in Scottsdale. So I was looking at a whole bunch of different surgeons, and this is so important to make sure you get a good surgeon, because I did my research. I had like 3 appointments to a consultation. So basically you sit down and you meet with the person. The first one was like good, whatever. The doctor was very shy and awkward, but I was like, whatever, like it's not like he has to have like people skills, but it just made me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't have that like gut feeling that was like, do it. And mind you, I did this a month before my wedding because I wanted to get it done before the wedding. I wanted to like all my wedding pictures. I wanted to like my video, my side profile. I didn't want to hate it because of my nose, because that kind of happened during the proposal. It's like the camera angle was so bad that like it made my nose look so much bigger than it was. And it just made me really insecure about the video. And I was like, this is a special moment and it's ruined because of an insecurity when it doesn't need to be. So that really was a big factor in why I wanted to change it. So anyway, I did my research. I went to this guy. This surgeon wasn't really like that confident, and it kind of like, I don't know, I just got this gut feeling. Like my advice, if anyone's like gonna get plastic surgery, go with your gut feeling. Don't rush into it because it is a lifelong change and you definitely want to make sure that you do it right. So he actually, basically what they do is they'll bring you in the room, you tell them what you want, you show them kind of like inspo pictures, but a good surgeon won't just fix any nose on you. It's gotta like fit your face shape. It's gotta fit your ethnicity. And that's what I really loved about my surgeon. So my surgeon was Dr. Shapiro in Scottsdale. He was amazing. So the first doctor I went in, he like kind of like just made me the nose that I said I kind of wanted, but it wasn't good. Like he had just cut out the bump, and if I would have, I'll actually show you guys a picture. If I can find it, I'll pop it up right here. Basically my nose would have had no bump, but it would have looked way too far sticking out. And I really didn't like the image that he like photoshopped for me. So I kept looking at it and I was like, oh, I think it looks good because it's better than before. And then I sent it to like one of my friends and they're like, oh yeah, it looks good, but it kind of looks like it's like sticking out too far. And I was so glad that friend said that because I had this like gut feeling. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't know. So then I also had my other consultation still scheduled with Dr. Shapiro, and I had one more doctor that I was gonna go to, but I ended up going to Shapiro and I was so confident in everything that he said that I didn't even decide to go forward with the other consultation because that was for like a month later and I wouldn't have been able to do it before my wedding. So I definitely rushed into the fact that I wanted to do it before my wedding, but I was so confident in Shapiro that he was gonna do a really good job. So he basically brought me back. He asked me questions. He's like, what's your background? What's your ethnicity? What does your family's noses look like? Because I was like, my sister's nose looks like this. This is how my nose used to look like. He kind of just like breaks it down into like, he's like, this is why your nose has to look like this. He's like, I don't want to take away from what you naturally look like. He's like, I don't want to change you. And that's what I really loved. He's like, we're just gonna fix the bump. He's like, but you can't just fix the bump. You have to fix a couple other things for it to make it look natural and real. And that's what I really just liked. So they basically like do this like CGI computer and they show you what your nose will look like after surgery. So that was really cool. I was like, dang, like that looks really good. And the thing I really loved about Shapiro was, since I'm an influencer and a lot of influencers can get like things like this for free, nose jobs are very expensive. And Shapiro's prices are pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure the nose job was like $14,000. But he told me, he's like, I will work with you, but I want you to pay, we either paid half of it or we paid like $5,000. He gave me like certain fees and he's like, I want you to pay for it. He's like, I want to work with you as far as a brand deal. He's like, and I would give it to you totally free. But he's like, I don't want you to pick me as a surgeon just because I'm giving it to you for free. He's like, I want you to truly believe that like this is right and like you believe in like my work and like if this is the right fit for you. And that right there made me feel so comfortable. I was like, he wants me to pay for it because he wants me to be invested in it. And I think that's really smart because it's like, I didn't want to just pick anyone based off of like the price or anything. But if I told anyone to get a nose job, I would say go to him. It was the best experience ever. His staff, his team, everything was amazing. There was not one issue. He was just amazing. Like it was just all around such a good experience. Like I don't have one complaint. The medication they give you before, the whole process during the follow-up calls, it was just so amazing. So basically day of surgery, I go in and I was so excited. I was nervous, but very excited. I was more excited than nervous. And I was like, I'm so excited just to get this done, get this behind me, like just get recovery done. So I go in there and they start like marking up my nose, which is actually really crazy. I'll show you guys pictures. They start marking up my nose of where they're gonna like cut my nose. So when you're looking in the mirror, you're like, holy crap, they're gonna be like busting my face open. But then they like bring you back. They give you some, this is actually really funny. So they laid me back in the surgery room and they started giving me like anesthesia. They said something, they're like, oh yeah, like removing the top or something. And I was like, what? And I like thought they wanted me to remove my top. So I like took off my gown. They started getting naked. They're like, no, you can keep it on. But mind you, I was like drugged. So like I was like so out of it, but I remember that. I wake up, the first thing I think of is grabbing my camera and I like recorded something. I'll insert that clip right here.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm on pay beds. No nose to this. But yeah, I'll update you guys in a little bit, but I can't really talk right now. I can't even see.
So I don't even know what I said. I was in the recovery room, and because of COVID, Josh couldn't be in there or anything. They had to wheel me out. They put a mask on me, like, and I just recorded. I didn't even know what I was recording. I was so on drugs that I didn't even realize what was going on. But I just think it's funny that my first instinct was to grab the camera. So then I go home. The car ride felt like 5 minutes. I get home. I start throwing up blood. It was pretty insane. It wasn't like it hurt or anything. I was in no pain. It's just like my stomach hurt. Like I felt sick. So I had to throw up the blood because I think when you're laying back for surgery, all the blood would like drip down your throat. And it sounds like way more like graphic and gross than it was. It wasn't bad. I actually felt so much better after I did. A lot of people were curious. They're like, what's the recovery? What's the pain? There is no pain. It's not like it really hurts. It's more of like an uncomfortable feeling. So like you can't breathe out of your nose for like a good month to 2 months. The uncomfortableness is not being able to breathe and breathing out of your mouth. Your mouth gets really, really dry. And then also your face gets swollen. So day 1 doesn't hurt. Day 2 is not bad. Day 3 kind of hurts because your face is swollen. And if your face has ever been swollen, you know what I'm talking about. It just feels like tight and it hurts. But it really wasn't that painful. It wasn't like I was ever in so much pain. I was just in like discomfort. Like I was like, oh, this sucks. Like I can't breathe. But I was like so all for it just because I was so excited because I could already tell looking in the mirror that my nose looked really good. So I was just really excited to get through the first week. So where they take off the bandage. And I feel like once you get through the first week, the second week goes by way quicker. And then the rest of the recovery is pretty easy. You just gotta go light on things. Like you can't work out for like a month. Obviously you can't like touch it and stuff. It's just the breathing thing was the hardest part, I'd say. Okay, so that's pretty much the recovery and everything. And now I wanna answer some of your guys' questions. So let's go through and talk about those. Why did you do it? I kind of touched on that just because I was insecure about the bump. How long was recovery? The hard part of recovery was probably like 1 to 2 weeks. I guess recovery is a year because your nose doesn't really like heal completely until a year. But honestly, after like a month, I was totally fine. And after 2 months, like it was like I didn't even have a nose job. Like it was like so chill. What was your first thoughts going into surgery? Just excited, nervous. The only thing I was nervous of wasn't the surgery. It was that like, I was just nervous I would hate it. But it was really cool because if you ask your surgeon to take pictures like during surgery, like not during, but like before and after, they'll do that for you. Most of the times Shapiro did. And it made me feel so confident because you have the bandage on your face, but he showed me the before and after pictures already. It doesn't look as like, it's very swollen and red, but it looks so much better and it just makes you feel confident that whole week. How do you feel now that you got it done? More confident than before or same? I feel so much more confident. It was the best thing I've ever done. I never think about my nose. It's not like, oh, I got a nose job. It's like you just get so used to what it looks like now that insecurity is gone. And it makes me feel so happy because it's like, sometimes I'll think of like, oh my gosh, like I would have been so insecure about this a long time ago. Like it makes me feel so happy to not be insecure, to like be able to show my profile, to be able to take cute pictures from the side, just to not feel like when I'm talking to someone, that's in the back of my head, like, oh my God, are they staring at my nose? Are they looking at it like this? Like that insecurity is just gone and it's awesome that it's gone. So it was the best thing ever. Do you regret it? Nope. How is your breathing? So that is the one thing. My breathing kind of sucked for like a couple months because the inside of your nostrils swell up. So that was a little bit hard. And okay, another thing about your nose, because someone's like, what is your nose like now? So I want to show you guys. So it's like kind of stiff. I can't like bring my nose up hard. That doesn't hurt. It's just like, it's like stiff cartilage. So it does feel a little bit different. Like this is, I mean, it moves, but it doesn't move as much as like your normal nose. But maybe that'll come back. I don't know. A lot of people say it's like your nose feels like numb, but it doesn't hurt or anything. It does feel different than before. You get used to the feeling. It's not like a weird feeling or anything, but it is weird how it like literally won't move as much. But I mean, not that that matters or anything, but I just think it's funny. Do you wish you did it sooner? I'd say yes, but also no, because it just worked out perfectly. Other than Josh, my husband, had 2 broken ankles, which was a really, really crappy situation because he got in a really bad accident. So the timing was not good. I don't wish it would have been sooner necessarily, just because I needed Josh there to help me and my mom was there, which was I was really grateful for. I guess it was a good time. Does it feel any different physically? I just answered that. Yeah, it does. It feels like very stiff and like cartilagey, like very like stiff, but it doesn't hurt. Like no part of it hurt. I mean, I don't like grab my nose and yank it, but nothing I really do hurts it. How much did surgery cost? I touched on this, $15,000. The other guy I think was like $8,000, so he was a little bit cheaper. Okay, a lot of people go to Turkey and get their nose job done. That seems a little scary, but I don't know. Apparently there's really good surgeons there that will do it cheap. So if you can't afford it, you could just go to Turkey. But I definitely say do your research on them. Get the before and afters. Before and after pictures are really big. So that way you can find someone with a similar nose to you and see what their after looks like. That's always really huge because I was big on looking at before and after pictures. Why did you have your nose done so close to the wedding? Was it swollen? So I had it close to the wedding, like I said, because I didn't want to hate my wedding pictures. I didn't want to hate my wedding video. I just really wanted to enjoy it and not have that insecurity. So it was definitely a rush to get it done. I had it a month before my wedding, but it looked fine. Like even like, honestly, even like 2-3 weeks after, my nose looked fine. It's more swollen than it is now, but it didn't look swollen. It's just not like the final product, I guess. On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad was the pain afterwards? I'd say the discomfort was painful. Not painful, but it was like discomfort. So I'd say it was at like a 4. It really wasn't super painful, like, oh my God, like this is the worst thing ever. It was just like, oh, this is annoying. I feel like I've been sick. Like I need to be able to breathe out of my nose so I can breathe clearly. Is it fully healed? After a year, I'm pretty sure it is fully healed. Do you have any inspo pics of what you wanted? If so, can you share them? Yeah, I'll pop up a couple pictures of what I told him I wanted, but he was really good because he's like, these are good. And he's like, it's good to have inspo pictures because then I can know like what you want. But he's like, but then I gotta like go back and make it like what's perfect for you because it has to look like you. It's like, I don't want to just give you a different nose and make you look different than your family, like who you are, your background, which I thought was so cool because it's like, I didn't want to change any of that. I just wanted to get rid of like the bump, and he really did that and he made it really good. Oh, they said, what was the process like? I kind of talked about that. The thing that's really cool is about Shapiro's office, and I know a lot of offices do this. They give you a whole bunch of vitamins, a whole bunch of creams to like take before. So you take all these medications, and they're not like medications, there's more like vitamins and stuff, and like arnica cream to basically help with swelling. So you do all this stuff beforehand. That way, when you have the surgery, you don't swell as bad. And I really didn't swell too bad. I'm gonna insert a couple pictures of like during like my recovery. I feel like I looked so funny, and it was actually really funny because Josh had 2 broken ankles. I mean, that's not funny, but it was funny because everyone stared at us like we were like part of an accident or something because we looked so funny. But I didn't care because I was like, honestly, like I'm never gonna see these people again. I don't care if I go out in public. But yeah, so that's pretty much my nose job update. Like I said, I'm sure I popped up the before and afters multiple times, but I'll show you guys again. This was the before and this is the after. And I just think it was such a good decision for me. I don't want to like try and promote anyone. If you do have a bump, that doesn't mean it's not beautiful. I just personally didn't like mine. I see other people's bumps. I was like, oh, they look so cute. Like, what's wrong with their nose? When people tell me what's wrong with their nose, I'm always like, I don't see it. I think your nose looks cute. That's just one thing I want to say. Like, if you do have a bump, you don't have to be insecure about it. But if it's something that like you can't get over, then if you do believe in changing it, and then change it. If you don't, then don't. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And I think that everyone looks beautiful and God loves everyone no matter what decisions they do. So I just want to like really preach that because I know a lot of people are like, oh, like I have a bump. Now I think I need to get a nose job. Like, no, you don't. You don't need to. No one needs to do anything but do what they want to do. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really had fun filming it and I love my nose now. It makes me so happy. Just that insecurity's gone. Like I literally could cry about it because I don't know if you guys seen the videos. Like I cried so much about my nose before and it's just such a relief. It's like, it's off my shoulders. And anyway, I just keep talking to you guys because I'm having fun, but I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Make sure you guys follow on all social medias and you guys can get more like BTS and stuff like that. Make sure you guys watch my other nose job videos if you guys want more Q&As. I have full vlogs on it. I will link, and I will. Everyone's always like, you always say you'll link, but you won't. I'm gonna link. I have to remember. I'm gonna link all the nose job videos down below from the JD Vlogs, so you guys can check those out and watch those if you guys are curious. And anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.